Just days ago, Jayde Panayiotou's husband Christopher gave this emotional tribute to his murdered wife.
She made me feel like the luckiest man alive. I never quite figured out why she gave her heart to me. Jayde was a superb wife. There was nothing in life I could do without Jayde by my side. Jayde was my drive to do better. Jayde kept me going.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Crime with Regina. Today we're going to be looking at the 2015 case, the murder of Jayde Panayiotou, orchestrated by her husband Christopher Panayiotou. The couple had lived in Port Elizabeth, now known as Gqeberha. They were together since they were 18 years old. By the time the incident happened, they had been a happily married couple since 2012 and lived together in an apartment complex. On the day of the incident, Jayde was waiting for her transportation to pick her up at the gate of her apartment like it usually does to take her to work. But instead, a foreign vehicle came with men inside and she was taken to a field in a place called Kwanobuhle, that is near Uitenhage, and she was shot 2 times. Some of her belongings were taken, and one of the suspects used her bank card to draw money, and that was where everything connected. Investigation led to a suspect by the name of Luthando Siyoni, who in turn fingered Christopher Panayiotou as the mastermind behind the murder of his wife Jayde. Luthando Siyoni, known as Thando, was Christopher Panayiotou's bouncer at one of his clubs. He connected him to a couple of hitmen, Sinethemba Menene, Zolani Sibeko, and one who eventually died in police custody by the name of Sizwezakhe Vumazonke. The motive for Jayde's murder was Christopher's affair with one of the employees at his family's OK grocery shop. The employee was a manager by the name of Chanel Coots. The affair had started a year before Christopher and Jayde got married, and this was in 2011. Apparently, Christopher was even unsure of continuing with the wedding with Jayde. And I don't know why didn't he just stop the wedding, because if he loved his mistress so much, why couldn't just leave Jayde alone? Because now look at how things ended up. Christopher would shower his mistress with expensive gifts, and he would even invite her to sleep over at his matrimonial home when his wife is not around. Unfortunately, his affair became way too expensive, especially because him and his wife were now making moves like planning to buy a home, and according to him, he only had 30,000 rand as an income. It was too much because now he's handling 2 women financially. Cracks were even starting to show in his marriage because the wife would even complain to her friends that the husband has no time for her. The husband was always working. And unfortunately, she didn't know that the husband was not working. He was busy entertaining someone else. There was even a letter that she wrote about how she wanted a normal marriage where the husband spends time with her and everything like that, which is so sad because if only the poor woman knew that all the attention that she was begging for was going to someone else. Middleman Luthando Siyoni had agreed to be the state witness. But unfortunately, when the time came for him to testify, he changed the whole thing. He said his statements were coerced and he was beaten up by the police into confessing this, that, and the other in true criminal fashion. Unfortunately for him and his co-conspirator, it was too late to turn back the hands of time. He had done a sting operation type of video that implicated Christopher Panayiotou and himself in the murder. So The video was accepted as evidence in court and was in turn used against the both of them.
I don't trust you now because just the thing that of the police that are coming to me.
I'm not sure my life, I didn't say, but they're obviously seeing who I've been phoning. They are tracking my phone and every number I phoned. They've investigated my family too.
Well, what is you did?
Somebody said something.
Yeah, because this is like a murder thing now. It's not like a robbery or something.
But that's what I said to you. It became a kidnapping and then a murder instead of just making it a robbery outside the house. Okay, listen to me. I'm gonna report that you phoned me now.
And then they're gonna call me.
No, but you're gonna destroy the phone.
So you're gonna give me them my number?
Eh?
This number?
Yes. I have to tell them they're investigating. If I lie to them, they're gonna take me in. So I'm keep telling you, in half an hour I'm gonna phone the investigating officer. He was at my house now. Now that's why I can't talk to you all the time. And my uncle is all around me. So I'm gonna tell them that you came to see me, wanted to borrow money because people took you for questioning for steroids.
Yeah.
You need to go hide in Jeffrey's for a while and keep quiet.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna be okay as long as they never know about us, Tando.
Yeah.
I only ever helped you with the gym. I never did anything with you. I'll sort out your family. You hard low, okay?
Okay, sure.
You need to be gone for a few months till this thing calms down.
Yeah.
No, because these boys made it big. I told you to let them do it outside the house and take the bags and the rings, and then they didn't take the watch or anything.
They just left everything.
They just left everything there. You see, so it looks like a hit now. So they are after me, and that's why I can't meet you just like this in front of people, Tando. Okay.
On the 2nd of November 2017, Christopher Panayiotou and his two co-accused, Sinethemba Menene and Zolani Sibego, were found guilty of his wife's murder.
Accused number 1 is found guilty of murder on count 4 and not guilty on the remaining counts. Accused number 3 is found guilty of robbery with aggravating circumstances on count 2, guilty of murder on count 4, and not guilty on the remaining counts. Accused number 4 is found guilty of conspiracy to murder on count 1 and not guilty on the remaining counts.
A bittersweet moment for the Panayiotou family as Christopher celebrates his 31st birthday today.
Talk about poetic justice. Him getting the guilty verdict on his 31st birthday. What a way to close the calendar for Christopher Panayiotou. Yo, this guy, like, there was really no need for this murder. Hasn't he ever heard of divorce? He could have lived happily ever after with Chanel Coutts because he loved her so much. On the 17th of November 2017, Christopher Panayiotou was sentenced to life in prison. In 2021, the middleman, Luthando Sioni, also was found guilty of the murder. His co-conspirator, Christopher Panayiotou, even testified against him. There really isn't any honor amongst thieves. The people I feel sorry for is the family of Jayde Panayiotou, having to lose a child so senselessly. I hope they are continuing to heal and Jayde's soul continues to rest in eternal peace. That's all from me, guys. Please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe.